Hello again, whiskey friends. I'm Durell, the whiskey saint. We're here for another blind. Got to get through these samples. Got through almost probably a half a box so far. Got one more box left, which equates to probably still a little over 100 samples that I need to get through blind or just or drink them, right? But figure this is a good way to do it. Here with you guys live in a sense, seeing if I can maybe pick out, if it's a bourbon, a rye, where it's from in terms of distillery, proof, and all that good stuff. So stick with me. We're about to dive into a box over here. Kick the show off in a minute. Thanks. Cheers. Welcome back, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and that subscribe. Definitely helps us out a bit. We're just going to dive right into this, guys. So I got this big old box, which everybody's probably been accustomed to seeing from the videos, right? You got some samples in there. And we are just going to reach in there and try to find one that's full. All right, this feels pretty full. Let me make sure there's a label on there, which it feels like there is. All right. So hopefully the camera is picking that up. And, I'm not cheating over here because I fail most of the time with trying to guess what these are. But we're going to pour this up. Some pretty good color on that. Top this off, guys. And we're going to throw it into our golden whiskey nose Glen. Cheers, Marty. And we're going to get right in. See if I can get one thing right. We shall see. Cheers, guys. Out of that nice Bourbon Junkies Glen. Oh, wow. That immediately smelled like rum to me. Not sure if that's Foursquare. I don't think it's light whiskey, which I tend to get a little bit of light whiskey vibes off of some Foursquare. But right on the nose, it made me instantly look over to this corner of the room where just about all my Foursquares are. Let's go in for a sip. Yeah, that's got to be rum. I just don't think it's Foursquare rum. It tastes too sweet. And when I say sweet, it's more of that literal sugar cane, like super sweet candy, like just sugar. And I don't get that on Foursquare. I get more depth from the age, and it's a lot darker with some of that sweetness. This is not bright, but just in your face, like just sugary in a sense. It's not bad. It's just not my cup of tea in terms of a rum. I'm guessing rum. I'm not sure what would be in that box that somebody sent me rum, because this box is old and it's probably before I really got into drinking rum. So I'm curious once we take a peek at that. But I'm going to take another sip, guys. The nose is nice. I just don't think it's. I don't think it's old. I don't think this is over like a 7-year-old product. Another sip. Second sip's a little better. Get a little bit more spice. Mid to back of the palate, it kind of carries through a bit, but the finish isn't long. I'm not thinking this is like a cask strength rum either, which most of the ones I have. Almost 90% of them are. But if I was to guess proof, I would say right around 95 to 100 max, maybe 100. I don't know distillery. I'm fairly certain it's a rum, but there's a lot of different rums. There's, Panamanian rums out there, Venezuelan, Dominican. If it was a Foursquare, I think I would be able to pick that out. But in terms of other distilleries that are doing rum, I'm going to strike out on that one. So proof, about say 100. Age, if it is age stated, I'm thinking maybe about a 4 to 5 year old rum. The color's nice though, which makes me want to think older, but it just doesn't taste older. You're not really getting that heavy oak influence. It's not as dark as I'm used to on some well-aged rum. One more sip, guys. I will say each sip did progressively get a little better. Those spices are sitting on the tongue a bit more. Makes the finish seem like it's longer than what it is. I don't think it's the proof. I just think it's some of the spice that sits on your tongue to give you that sensation that the finish is longer than what it is. So I'm still thinking 100. It could even be, I think, maybe under 100 as well. But it's good. Not something that I'm going to run out and look for. I hope it's not Foursquare. I'm pretty certain it is. It isn't. But yeah, like I'm curious. I'm locked in on rum. Not sure from where. 100 or just under 100 proof, 5-year-old. Let's see what it is, guys. Oh, wow. So I'm right and I'm not right, as you guys probably seen from the label. It is indeed Foursquare, and I have this bottle, but I haven't visited it in a very long time, and it's a non-cask strength version. So it's Foursquare rum, Sagacity, guys. 12-year, 96 proof. I think the proofing down of this bottle made it taste younger to me, because I don't really get the oak influence that I usually get. And I was fairly certain it wasn't Foursquare. That's interesting. But I knew rum immediately. It just doesn't remind me of like the dark. Granted, I've been drinking a lot of the cask strength versions too, which are going to come across a lot more darker since they're uncut. But that's interesting. So I was happy I got rum, guys. Proof was right where I thought. I said 90 to 100, then shied a little under 100. I was off on age. I did say 5 years, 5 to 7. It's a 12-year product, which is kind of crazy. But I drink a lot of big cask strength stuff, and it's totally different in terms of the taste profile, which gives you that sense it is a lot older, which, this one's old too. But the watered down process of it, diluting it just took away from it a bit. One more sip and we're going to end this off, guys. Yeah, that's really interesting because this doesn't taste like Foursquare to me. I'm going to end up going to the bottle I have at some point and just tasting it just to compare. But yeah, this profile is a little different for me, which is kind of odd. But I'll take the slight win. Got proof right over there. Knew it was a rum. Just mainly off on age for the most part. And I did look at the color and thought it was, a little older from that, but off taste, it didn't really taste like that. But thanks for sticking with me, guys, for another one of these little blind sessions to help me get through this box. Till next week, we're probably going to kick it off with another one. I got too many of these not to, right? So stick with us. Enjoy the ride. Cheers, guys.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends, and you